General principles of a jail management. Number 1. It is the obligation of a jail authorities to confine inmates safely and provide rehabilitation program that will negate criminal tendencies and restore their positive values to make them productive and law-abiding citizens. 2. No procedure or system of correction shall be deprive any inmate to hope for his ultimate return to the fold of the law and full enforcement and society. 3. Unless provided otherwise, and any person accused of criminal offense shall be presumed innocent, and his right as a free citizen shall be respected, except for indispensable resistance during his confinement in the interests of justice and public safety. For inmates are a human beings entitled to the same basic right and privilege enjoyed by citizens in a free society, except that the exercise of these rights are limited or controlled for the security reason. Note: under the re-ruling of the Comelec, detainees are allowed to exercise the rights to vote. 5. Healthy prevention and prompt treatment of illness or injuries are basic rights of every person confined in a jail. It is the duty of jail authorities or arrange for their treatment subject of security measure. 6. Members of the custodial force shall set themselves as example of performing their duties in accordance with the rule and shall accept the law duties constitute authorities. And 7. No jail personnel shall use abusive, insulting, and indicate language on inmates. A. The jail person shall use necessary force on inmates except in legitimate self-defense and a case or attempt active passive physical resistance to a lawful order. 9. No penalty shall be imposed upon any inmates of violation of a rule or regulation unless in accordance with the daily approved disciplinary procedure. 10. Penalties to be imposed shall not be cruel, inhuman, or degrading. No physical punishment shall be employed as a correctional measure. 11. Members of the custodial force must be understand the inmates and treatment at counseling, and the primary purpose of confinement is for safekeeping and rehabilitation. 12. Where conducting routine custodial and demonitory compound regarding ratio of 1.7 or one guard for every 7 inmates shall be observed. And 13. When the inmate is transmitted into the ratio on 1.1+1, every inmate shall be observed. And a case of high sick inmates that demand extra precaution, additional guards shall be employed. This meaning level shall be national and scope of effective jail administration and all regional, provincial, district, and city and municipal jails. So, Jail officials and operating units function, duties, and responsibilities. Official of the warden. The warden is responsible for the rector, coordination, and control of the personnel, the inmates, and the program of the institution under the office of the warden are the following. The number one is intelligence and investigation team. Relates the subject intelligence information to the warden on the matters training of a jail condition, jail jail expectorate section, inspect the jail facilities, the personnel and persons detained in subject respect of detainees. Note. Number 3. Public Relation Office tasked with the maintenance of a good public relation to obtain the necessary and adequate support of the public. Office of the Assist Warden. He undertakes a development of his system, process of the treatment of his individual inmates and determine the degree of custody of such individual and the capacity as a chairman of a classification board. He is also automatically serve as a chair of disciplinary board. Number 1. Classification board is tasked with the guardian and collecting information and other data of every personnel into a case study of detained. The work assessment by a type of supervision and agreement of custody of restriction under which an offender must be in jail. 2. Disciplinary board. Hearing disciplinary cases involving violation of a jail rules and regulation by the means. Administrative group. Charge of administrative function of a jail. 1. Personnel management branch tasked for the assessment of a personal procedure of select preparation of a personal reports and individual records. 2. Records and statistic branch. Keep the maintain booking sheet and arrest reports, keeping other record of fingerprints and photographs, papers, and present statistical data and mix. Number 3. Property and supply branch. Take charge as a safekeeping or requirements to supplies and materials needed for the operation of the jail. For budget and financial branch, take charge of all financial matters such as financing, accounting, and auditing. 5. Mrs. Service branch, preparing the daily menu, prepares and cook and foods and serve it to the inmates. 6. General serve branch, maintain the prepare of a jail facilities and equipment. It also tax and cleanliness, beautification of a jail compounds. Maintenance compounding branch, receive out decision of the computer and the date of the full completion of the served sentence of the inmates. Note, Miscellaneous is the warrant of warrant issued by the court bring its seal and signature of the judge, director, and the jail of prison authorities to receive the convict offender or imposed therein. Security group provide as a system. Security group provides a system of a sound custody, security, and control and inmates and their movements, and also responsible to enforce percent of jail discipline. 1. Escort and Suprema Platoon. Escort section produce inmates under proper guards to prosecutors authority upon proper summons transfer the prisoner to the penal institution on proper order of the control of authorities. Suprema sections reserve distributes and or serve Supremas notice, other summons, and other courts process direct to inmates confined in jail. 2. Security platoon responsible for a proper system of a security and control procedure of inmates and confinement, and this searching of all personnel and visitors entering the jail confined to the check of prevent and smuggling of contraband. Note: control was commonly described in the past as any material that might be used for an escape or used to take advantage of other inmates. Such items as much as money, pornographic picture, guns, drugs, and tools are generally considered as contraband. Any team, any item can be placed on the list of contraband if it is perceived as a threat of other operation of a jail prison. As a present, contraband is described as item found on the inmates of his personnel of his dorm that not especially authorized by the rules. 3. Custodial section conduct regulation custodial function of her inmates. 4. Admitting and releasing section part of the security platoon is tasked with receiving for person committed in a jail and providing release to personnel who have served prison sentence and released on other of competent courts of authority. Process of admitting personnel in jail. 1. Booking. 2. Identification. And 3. Properly reserve and safekeeping. And 3. Briefing. References: Bureau of Management and Penalty Operation Manual, Republic Act on 6975, Republic Act on 9263, www.bgmp.gov.pa, www.wikipedia.com. So, disciplinary board. The disciplinary board shall be organized the maintenance by the jail of purposes of the healing. Disciplinary course involves any inmates who vote jail rules and regulation. Chairman, deputy warden, and members. Chief of custody, security office, medical office, republic health office, jail chaplain, and Inmates Welfare and Development Office, Inmates Representative. Disciplinary sanctions that be imposed on inmates. Inmates are the human being and still inmates of a human rights except for those rights being inmates of disciplinary and consequences of defamation of imprisonment. However, disciplinary is important elements of correction he imposed of disciplinary sanction by the disciplinary boards is allowed but only upon observance of productive due process. They made temporary or permanent cancellation of some of recreational privilege, cancellation of visiting privilege, extradition duty, close confinement in separate cells which shall not exceed 7 days and any calendar month, provided that the punishment shall be imposed only in the case of encouragement inmates when the disciplinary measure had been provided infliction. Failure and a good conduct allowance to be inmates for the subsequent months of depending upon the gravity of offense. Drug user defense. Inmates found to be drug dependent shall be discreet from other offenders, especially during the withdrawal period. Close probation of inmates shall be inmates to prevent attempts to commit suicide or self-mutilation. Only a qualified physical shall preserve simulation demand necessary for the inmate's treatment. Appropriate measures shall be taken to enable inmates to follow strictly the jail physician advice regarding diet and other medical prevention treatments during the withdrawal period, and conduct a regulation search inmates warrants and maintain conduct alertness and prevent smuggling for macrons and other dangerous drug. Alcoholic shall be in place and confined quarters separate from the offender and maintain close prevention and a guard against side attempt. Any symptoms of abnormal behavior among offenders shall be reported to the jail physician. Close supervision shall be maintained to the guard against smuggling for a liquor and the intoxicating drinks of a product contain alcohol. Mentally ill. The mentally ill shall be under the close supervision of a jail physician. The mentally ill shall be placed in the individual cells and physical restraint rooms provided for a violent case. Close supervision shall be maintained to the guard against suicide attempt for violence attacks on others. The mentally ill shall be transferred to the medical situation for the proper physician treatment. 6. Divided. The homosexual shall be segregated immediately to prevent them from influencing other offenders for being maltreated or abused by other inmates, and the other sex divided likewise shall be separate from other inmates for close supervision and control. Escape-prone inmates. Escape-prone inmates. escape-prone inmates shall be held in the most secure quarters privately and assigned cells. Their conduct shall be closely supervised and their actual obs during and other visiting hours. Their quarantine shall be search frequency and subject frequency strip search. Their telephone cells shall be their and its use shall be allowed only if monetary use of extension. Judicial inmates, the Sayuri's personal detainees shall be given close and constant supervision, search their quarters, and provision of tools, materials that can be used for suicides, and there shall be subject for consequences strip cell. Non-Philippine citizen inmates, the warden shall report and writing to the Bureau of Immigration and the respective embassies of the detained foreigner with the following information: name, the name of jail, the name of the the historical and the member of her certification of registration and any age and sex, the offense, charge, number, case, count, and status of the case.